You can use it? Good. Crusty audio. Fresh from the 90s. Oh, he's my favorite item of the game. He's my favorite item.
It was a soggy, crumpled paper tissue.
We keep this for so long. We get to show a gross, dirty tissue to so many people in the game. I love it.
Ooh, it's so shiny! I mean, alright. It's very pretty. Bergenstone Virgins are never gonna be able to look at the tissue the same after this stream. It's funny! The tissue is funny! Here is our best buddy for the game.
It was a soggy, crumpled paper tissue. I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
Here we go. We have... No! The tissue has colors on it now! Boo! Originally it was just a tissue. Originally you couldn't tell what was on it. Now they've made it like blue and red. Weak. We have to show it to so many people. Best item acquired. We're going to be showing this to many, many, many people.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed you to show it to me? Someone had emptied their nostrils into it.
Tissue!
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing?
I found this tissue down the sewer.
Oh, that's disgusting, George.
Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
I'm glad they kept that in there.
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
No.
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur.
Tissue!
I found this tissue in the sewer.
It would have been best if you'd left it there.
Do you recognize this tissue?
Certainly not.
You can make use of this tissue.
Never use them. Those things are unhygienic.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that. Best Eimer's number 7, white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
Nothing.
Tissue?
What does this tissue suggest to you?
It looks as if it has been used to wipe Slytherin's bottom.
I hate to say it, but you could be right. Can you think of any use for this greasy tissue?
I guess you could use it to baste a roast turkey.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Is that a nasal charge, sir?
No, it's grease paint.
Tissue.
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
I love when they hate it.
Have you any idea what this is?
Please, take it away before I throw up.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
Do you recognize this tissue?
No, I don't. It looks like a chronic health risk to me.
Well, I've been carrying it around for days and I'm okay. My pocket's getting a little soggy.
Ew!
What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C. And the side order is machine oil.
What do you make of this tissue, sir?
Interesting. I thought I knew the ins and outs of the human body, but this has me beat. If I were you, I'd have this somewhere analyzed.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Tissue.
There's grease paint on this tissue.
Oui, you are correct.
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Delightful. Would you like to see some of my used tissues?
Hell no!
Then please put yours away.
Grease
Does this
paint.
tissue mean anything to you?
That's different.
We do have Red Nose
I
Day.
found it in the sewers.
What's the
Charity
idea
day.
of waving it around in my face?
Some people have
You're
like
worse than old
things
Ron.
that they
Put it
put
away,
in
man.
their car.
I found this tissue.
I...
I.
What the hell is that?
It's evidence.
Evidence of what? Mayonnaise smuggling?
The sticky stuff is grease paint.
Ah. And that is supposed to make me happy, is it? I suggest you think long and hard about what you are doing with your life, monsieur.
I'm VTubing.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no.
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please stop. Put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but
stop.
that object makes me feel quite crazy.
Do you recognize this tissue? Think carefully now.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm gonna have to hurry you.
ooh.
Time's up, so I'll tell you. It's a used tissue with a liberal dump of Bestheimer's number 12.
If you say so.
Look at this tissue.
It's a tissue with some greasy mark on it.
Yes. What do you make of this tissue?
That's a sorry sight to wave about in public.
Oh, it's theatrical grease paint.
And that makes it all right, does it?
And that makes it all right,
Remember
doesn't it?
that. Next time someone complains about the state of me handkerchief.
Look, a tissue stained with grease paint.
Ah, just what I've always wanted. If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
Really?
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
A greasy tissue. Don't get it too close to my cigarette, monsieur, or there'll be a conflagration.
Does this grease paint mean anything to you?
A red nose? And now grease paint? You are sure you are not a clown?
What do you think of this grease paint stained tissue?
You've been hanging around with actors.
What do you make of this tissue?
I guess that muck on it is grease paint.
There's no fooling you, Mr. O'Brien. What do you make of this?
A man-sized double-ply tissue stained with Bestheimer's
It's always
number
funny seeing
12
who
white
recognizes
pancake
grease paint.
Apparently.
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Oh, it's grease paint. I thought somebody had gaudy taste in makeup.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
No. But you should show that to my granny. She could tell you fortune from it.
What does this grease paint stained tissue mean to you?
Nothing. Why? What does grease paint stained tissue mean to you?
Everything.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Where is this line of questioning going?
Nowhere helpful.